Making a video, different camera, trying something different anyway. Wide and such. Somebody said something about that. Anyway, somebody says something, and I'm obedient. Um, so I was going to talk about the movie Inception. This morbid atheist requested that, but I already did that movie. I'm pretty sure. And it's so confusing anyway. How could you possibly, it's too convoluted. But anyway, maybe I'll get to some of that virtual reality kind of crap shortly. Um, I don't know. I mean, it just makes you think about what is the nature of your life? Is your life you or the memories you have, or in a sense, you could just implant a few memories, and then you could think you're 80 years old and your life is over and you did a bunch of things because probably the amount of gigabytes of brain space it takes to store a loose configuration of a few little glimpses of a life. If I look back on my life, it's just little pieces of this and that. And you get the impression that, oh yes, I did live, but it's kind of vague and So you could easily be fooled, into thinking you're 90 when you're 9. Um, wouldn't take much memory to deceive you. So anyway, but that's what that whole movie was about. Was just all these dreams inside of dreams inside of dreams, and it just got so you couldn't unravel any of it. And then it was just a James Bond movie. Outside of that, it was just this typical people shooting at you, never hitting you, blah 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 blah. Great escapes, magical, whatever, just generic. Yeah. Yeah. So it didn't make much sense, and in the end, all for what? So you can go back to your real life where your wife is dead and you got 2 kids, and who cares? So the kid thing comes up. It's a theme here on planet Earth, apparently. Apparently people, unlike me, find this to be some sort of profoundly wonderful thing to do. Is this playing with children's welfare and their destiny and manipulating them in some way, or taking responsibility for them. Why would I want to do that? I just, why would I want that obligation to realize that I'm critically impacting something and its whole destiny is going to be dependent on how well I do this thing? That kind of pressure. Who needs that? I mean, it's one thing to paint a painting. If it sucks, who cares? But you can't paint your kid wrong. Oh, yeah, you end up with a Hothla day. You end up with some stupid, dull, fucking retarded motherfucker who can't understand a goddamn thing. Failure. Then you blight the world with it. Anyway, so the other thing that keeps coming up is the Stefan Molyneux thing. I don't even know if he does. I don't know what he does. His shows are just shows. So I don't know if I can get him to do the Skype thing or something. But I don't even know what you can always talk economics, but he doesn't know shit about that. But yeah, there's no video. What I mean? I'm trying to find a video to say, okay, I'll play some of his clips. But yeah, that's what you really have to do. You have to get isolated clips out of different videos where actually saying something, because his guests are usually boring as fuck. There's some sort of Alex Jones one where, Stefan Molyneux and Alex Jones, there ought to be enough in there for me to do something with. But, in some sense, this current the big story of the day, this immigration thing, sorry, yeah, I'm on his side. I mean, immigrants suck. Why the fuck should I have any interest in immigration? Why? I just don't understand this whole liberal bullshit. There's, I think statistically, every year there's the percentage of single people in America breaks the old record. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we're just becoming more and more single every fucking year. And so I guess now the number's 50% officially from 16-year-olds and up. I guess it's kind of a stupid number to use, 16-year-olds. So not too many people get married at 16 anymore. But anyway, but it's 51% now are single, 16 and older. And what interest does a single person have in financing a bunch of other people's pet ownership? Their kids. And the truth is, it's hugely expensive. I don't know where all you people, all you liberals with fucking deep pockets, where you have zillions of dollars apparently, and you don't mind spending a mortgage payment to live, whether you have a mortgage or not. I mean, renters right now, you're paying property taxes. And here, the average apartment probably is going to cost you $5,000 in property taxes. I mean, $5,000 of your rent, at least, it'll go to pay property taxes. Not that, the landlord's going to screw you too, so, he's going to take his cut. But, and all those taxes, 80% of those taxes are to finance child services, education, and all the other welfare crap. It doesn't bother you? I mean, as a single person, it bothers me. Why should I have to finance other people's silly, stupid, idiotic, moronic, sadistic decisions? And then it wouldn't be so bad if these people emigrating were Albert Einsteins or something, but they're not. They're fucking retarded religious kooks. Why would I want to finance the reproduction of religious kooks? And in a sense, it is that reproduction, right? Because they're going to keep their kids as dumb as possible. They're going to try as hard as they can to brainwash them into their own fucking loony religion. And you're going to have to spend even more money to try to unreligionize them. And look what they're going to do to your culture. I mean, you saw what happened in California, right? Liberal California. They put gay marriage on the ballot, and all the immigrant Catholic kooks showed up to say, no, 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 don't offend my God. And you think the Muslim kooks are going to help that problem? Yeah, no. But even that, I mean, here we're basically a Christian nation still a bunch of kooky Christians. What interest does a kooky Christian have in importing Muslims? These are rhetorical questions, I suppose, or something. But I'm just saying, I don't understand. Why do you think I want immigration? How the fuck do I benefit? I mean, it's obviously a scheme of the rich. It can only benefit the rich. It can only drive wages down and cause dissension among people, keep us so busy killing each other or fighting each other or offending fucking each other that we let them do whatever the fuck they want and run the show and steal all the money. I mean, it's, the conspiracy isn't a liberal conspiracy, but somehow there's a bunch of liberals who are just being suckered right along, shopping at Walmart, so to speak. So, yeah, so I mean, I can't, it's not the best time to argue with Stefan Molyneux because, frankly, Donald Trump's a fucking lunatic, but he's right about one thing. And he's not even sincere, so that's another one of these jokes. I mean, Donald Trump loves immigration. And as I've stated, I guarantee you, the second wages creep up one little tiny bit, he'll be, soliciting China and India to bring in some people to drive those wages back down. But I mean, just this whole idea that let's import people to have ignorant children. All do us some good somehow. I don't know how is anybody rational supposed to say, yeah, this is just what America needs. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. Sorry. I mean, my definition, again, it's my perception. So, yeah, if we just change the dynamic and just say, okay, let's just pretend I'm not white and, forget it, right? And so I have no. I have no connection to anything might be called white culture or any of that kind of shit. And that and that I envision the transformation, that it's be perfectly rational for us to transform into some sort of mulatto thing or whatever. Not saying it's wrong, but I mean, isn't that just as unrealistic as some American Indians sitting here 300, 400 years ago and saying, oh yeah, I totally envision, you know, my people, all like much whiter and blue-eyed, and maybe even some of us will have blonde hair, and it'd be really cool. I mean, that's how he was supposed to think. Oh yeah, we'll just get rid of this whole Indian stoic thing, and yeah, we'll just become those mushy little pale people. It'll be really cool. I really don't give a shit about this race crap, but I guess that's the point of it, right? It's always what you associate it with, and if I could think this was an improvement, like people were going to be, because of immigration, people were going to be smarter, more thoughtful, more future looking, more progressive, more vision thing. Hoover Dam, technology, less voodoo, less God, less Sharia, blah blah blah, less women beating, less conflict between the sexes, more understanding that yes, okay, we have our problems, you know, vaginas belong on Venus and penises belong on Mars and all that kind of shit and whatever, but that we should try to do this thing where we get the most out of each other. We all try to be human first, and we try to be really kick-ass humans. And a kick-ass human ain't some asshole praising God 4 times a day and beating his wife and, keeping his kids ignorant. Not my vision of the... Wouldn't be a virtual reality I would go make. So if I was doing the... what the hell's the name of the movie again? Inceptioning. If I was in incepting, a world, inspiring it, the last thing I would create is religious kooks. I mean, why the fuck would I do that? Well, I mean, I would have fucking, I would have tree sloths before I would have religious kooks in my virtual reality. I'd reintroduce mosquitoes before I would introduce a religious kook in my virtual reality. So what is it? I just don't get you liberal kooks in this silly fucking fascination with importing stupid, ignorant motherfucking cunts with dumbass, idiotic ideas in their fucking head. Why the fuck would you want to import idiots? And they're idiots. I mean, go pretend they're not. They're fucking idiots. Most of them are Muslim idiots. Fuck. You don't, you can't be anything else over there without being killed. I mean, it's just stupid. So yeah, I'd say open the borders to anybody willing to say, I don't believe in no motherfucking God. I believe in working, and I believe in being as productive as possible and giving as much as I can to the community of human beings among whom I must live. Now, if you have somebody willing to sign that, fine. But but these fucking scum, Catholics and Muslims, fuck, doom. That's all that is. Doom. Can go nowhere good. Nothing good will come of it. And so certainly nothing good for anybody with any kind of progressive vision thing. Certainly no what's in it for me there at all I can see. I can't see one tiny glimmer of a what's in it for me in immigration. Nothing. No fucking way. Nothing. There's not one way I can see how my environment's improved any bit at all. All it is horribly threatened. And yet you're telling me I should support it. So anyway, because it's good for, who's it good for? Ignorant religious kooks. That's who it's good for. They get to take over another country. Yeah, they basically invade America, take it over, and they didn't have to fire a shot, so to speak. You just gave it to them. And it's happening right in front. I mean, they're going to ruin your progressive liberal party. They're going to turn into a religious party. So then what? Yeah. Well. Anyway, just doom, 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 doom. So anyway, back to the perception. So again, it's all this perception thing, right? It's just, so, you know, what part of us does any legitimacy? What part of my definition of beauty or dignity, or, you know, which pieces of these have any kind of meaning or integrity? And I suppose, to some extent, none of them, right? I mean, it's all arbitrary. We could just be tentacle people. We could be ugly slug monsters. We could have, you know, 15 eyes, and well, we could be slobbering aliens, for that matter, from the movie, you know, drooling constantly and all that kind of shit. But yes, we'll sit and have tea and have conversations about, well, I think Nietzsche was a douchebag, and, you know, Kant was a cunt, and blah, 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 blah. And, you know, that we call it meaningful because we you know, we sat and we made meaningful faces while we had a conversation. Oh, yes, very meaningful. Yes, yes, meaningful, meaningful. And then what? Like the movie, you go through all this crap to go back to mundania and raise kids? Yeah, so I can't masturbate to that. So I don't get it. It just doesn't make any sense. This is what you crazy fucks live for. This is your... Wow, that's my dream. My dream life. Puppies and kickball in the front yard. Ooh, yeah. That's just not for me. But again, so we were just back to what's the real meaning of life, and it just is this. It's just stupid. It's just this. It's a soap opera. You get caught up in it. So it's just the addiction. It's the. Doesn't matter what color the pill is: red pill, blue pill, green pill, purple pill. You have your little adventure. You do your little Jedi thingy, blah blah blah. You feel good about yourself for 10 minutes. You struggle. Flood comes or something. Oh, I gotta change the light bulb, for Christ's sakes. The light bulb went out and could get electrocuted. It's really, really dangerous. And, you know, so you have your bold moment in life. I don't know. So I just can't make anything out of this shit. I mean, even if I play along and say, okay, let me just figure out, I'm going to be the average dumpy pumpkin on Earth. I just don't get how I'm going to feel great about envisioning that, supporting that, financing that. Some fat person in spandex going to Walmart. I'm going to get a bargain. Not that I'm not against bargains. I just mean that this psychology thing of this, like, this is good enough, that is enough for you. You see, I saw my brain was building my next statement. It was going to go on to like some kind of porn or something, and then I started seeing all the kinky crap porn that's out there, and you're just like, Jesus, that's what these people are wanking to? Yeah, ugh. So yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I couldn't spend 50 cents on this, the fucking human race. It's grotesque, most of it. And you bastards got to concede it too, in a sense, because you watch these movies with the pretty people, people who don't look nothing like you fuckers. Um, I mean, clearly you know you're failing, and you just won't admit it. That yeah, shit, I'm not nearly good enough. This isn't nearly, this isn't a game I wish on anybody. These are the people reproducing and saying, yes, let's make more of us, mediocre and um, you know, kind of ugly. Great idea. Go figure. Yeah, I can't figure it out. So anyway, but yeah. So this is the way of the world. I'm just saying I can't. I just can't see the like this is the wow. This is going to be such a great future. You know, a bunch of people that have way too many kids and plan nothing. Have absolutely no plan whatsoever for their care and maintenance, for their survival, for their productive employment. Don't even give it a thought. Too much trouble. And we're crashing right into a future where I mean labor has no value. Really doesn't. Most jobs a machine can do should do it better than you. If you just program it, they can punch the holes and do the things better. And yeah, the Chinese still have some hope because they can assemble things and but the robots are making all the circuit boards, and the robots are doing all, and the robots could do the assembly, and the robots could do this and that, so they're all going to be obsolete too. I mean, eventually. I mean, there's nothing the computer can't do better than you eventually. It's just a fact. The machine, everything you do is a calculation. Even when you're doing something creative and artistic, I've sort of made this point, but it's all a formula. It's all just a procedure in your head. Um, it's a program. That's all we are. We're just a bag of tricks, a bag of programming tricks. And all of that can be put into something else, and it can do it 5 times or 10 times or 100 times or 1,000 times faster than you, better than you, more reliably than you. And it doesn't need sick leave and maternity leave and all this other. It doesn't need food and water and all that other kind of crap. And technically, their durability only gets more and more certain over time. They don't even need people to maintain them. There's a point where they're self-maintaining. So that's the future, and nobody's thinking about that. Nobody's figuring out, well, what are we going to do with human beings then? How are humans going to interact in this world, and how are you going to compensate for the amount of resources you're still going to be expending per person? How much energy is going to have to be consumed to produce all the luxuries of our robotic world? Nobody's thinking about any of this shit. They just think it's all their game. What they're doing is as long as they have a space to do it and air to breathe and there's some ground to shit on, they'll shit on it. But again, that's the whole point of this. Back to this immigration argument. Isn't that the whole problem why people are running away from their own countries? Is because they're already a mess. They let chaos run it, and they ran it into the ground. So just let them do it here too. Keep waiting for whatever Mohammed to come back and fix things. Imagine what that would be. Yeah, whatever. I mean, just what a nightmare. Ugh. So yeah, I'm sorry. I can't find one bit of enthusiasm for importing more ignorant people into America. We already got enough ignorant people in America. We don't need one more. Don't need one more ignorant mouth to feed. We certainly don't need no more babies. And probably enough of a video. So anyway, the Inception movie, yeah, there's nothing you really, like I said, I can't really do much with that. But you know, the idea of people paying me to make videos, that's kind of funny. So yeah, I don't know whether it's a good idea or not. I don't know whether to encourage it or not. But I don't mind suggestions. So if there's some video that you'd like me to respond to, I don't mind that. Because yeah, the pool's getting kind of dry here locally, so maybe I can find something interesting to deal with. Um, yeah, somebody gave me a $50 donation today. $50, Jesus. Yeah, thanks, pal. Had a funny name. I mean, funny name for well, anyway, yeah, thanks. I don't mean it's funny. I just mean it's ironic or something. Yeah. So, is there anything else to say? Yeah, I guess not. But there's, the idea of reducing, what we're living for and on, and it's, it is just competitive gameplay. I mean, we're just playing for ego points, and it's all very trivial and silly. There's no more, I mean, there's just no good reason to keep manufacturing people to play a game that really is just futilely stupid. To be an addict and go through the motions of winning the game of addiction. And none of them are going to win. Like I said, they're all going to die. You win by, getting lucky, and dying in a plane crash or something, instantaneous death. Yeah, there you won. You're the winner. You were completely surprised by an instantaneous death. That's winning. That's the irony. Which just makes this game it's just so stupid. But fuck you liberals, I guess, is all I can say. I mean, this liberal defense of absolute bullshit. Just things that are just totally corrosive to you ever getting any kind of wage power. You can't, you really can't, you can't fight for anything, from this position of where we have no value. And importing people who have values exactly opposite to yours isn't going to do your argument any good. It's going to do you any good at all. Because as soon as they're given a chance to fuck you, they're going to fuck you and ban gay people or something, and do some other kind of stupid shit. They're not your allies, and they don't make you stronger, and you're not in a position to give away anymore. I mean, you're working for $10 an hour, and it looks like you want to be working for $7. Idiot. So anyway, probably enough. Yeah, so there are some subjects. I mean, I like to do a Bitcoin video again, and the currency one really pissed. I did watch a little Steph on Molly talking that stuff, and these people don't know shit about currencies. It's just I've already made this argument, but I mean, all these subjects, these people are just so wrong, and I gotta find some way to force them, to deal with the fact that they're just wrong. I mean, you can't make a currency that's a commodity. It's just stupid. The whole function of currency is that people don't want to have the currency. They don't want to hoard it. They don't want to keep it in their living room. They don't think it's going to get more valuable. If people think the currency is going to get more valuable, they hoard it, right, and cause inflation, you idiots. So the whole point of a currency is to have something that has no storage value. You just don't want to leave it lying around. You want to put it back into the economy. If you get some money for something, you want to spend it on a commodity. That you hold. You hold your choice of commodities. But You can't, if you make the currency a commodity, then we're all stuck with the inflation that'll create, the fluctuations that'll just create chaos. That's why the gold standard didn't work. Is because people like the Bloomingbergs and shit would fucking corner the gold market and fuck everybody royally. Shit, just also damn stupid. But anyway. So, Bitcoin will fail because Bitcoin is, again, they're just creating a commodity out of it. They're creating something that somebody can buy, okay, and inflate its value. And then they can leave you all holding the bag at the right moment. They can just sell high and leave you all with a bunch of nothing. Dumb fuckers. So anyway. So till next time and such and so forth and whatnot. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, practice video. Test video. See if this looks okay. Probably out of focus or something, but whatever.